Blessings, dear ones. This is reading 71 of A Course of Love. We are beginning the chapter, What You Choose Instead. But we will start with the last paragraph of reading 70, chapter The Special Self. You who still fantasize that you can have it both ways, give up your fantasy and realize that real choice lies before you. No, this is not an easy choice, or it would have been chosen long ago and saved much suffering and put an end to hell. But it is also not a difficult choice, nor one that is in truth yours alone to make. This choice cannot be made without your brother, and is indeed your brother's holy choice, as well as his birthright and your own. You only need to be open to the place that no specialness can enter, and bid your brother choose for you. For in his choice you join with him and with your Father. In this choice lies one united will for glory that knows neither specialness nor separation. In this choice lies life eternal. So what you choose instead, chapter 16. The glory that you felt from love only seemed to be available from one and not from another. Love is not available from anyone in the way you think it is. Love has but one source. That this source lies within each of you does not make it many sources, for the many of you have but one source as well. This common source does not make any of you special, but all of you the same. You may ask now what it doesn't seem so, why it doesn't seem so, and the only answer is that you do not want it to. You perceive but what you wish for, and your wish for specialness leads you not to see sameness anywhere at all, for what is the same cannot be special. You all are familiar with the problem child, who seeks love and attention in ways deemed inappropriate. You know that this child is no less than any other child, and what he seeks the same as any other. Yet if this child grows up with behavior that remains unchanged, you call him deviant or criminal, and claim that it is not love he seeks, and that he is now less than those who once were the same as he. What is the same does not change and become different. Innocence is not replaced by sin. What you do to criminals you do but to yourself and to those you claim to love with special love, for you do not see them in the changeless innocence in which they were created and remain, but with the eyes of judgment. That you have judged and found the ones you love good and worthy of your love makes not your judgment justified any more than the judgment that condemns a body to death or to life in prison. Life in prison in a body condemned to death is what judgment does to all of you who believe that what is the same can be made different. This is as true of the love you reserve for special ones, as it is of the condemnation you reserve for others and you have singled out. For judgment is what is required to make one special and another not. Without judgment there would be no separation, for you would see no difference between yourself and your brothers and sisters. Your judgment began with your own self, and from it was all conflict born. Without differences, there is no cause for conflict. Judgment makes different. It looks past what is the same and sees it not, and sees instead what it is looking for. What you are looking for is what you will find. But finding it does not make it truth, except as it is the truth about what you choose to see. Your choice lies within God or with the self you believe you have succeeded in separating from him, and based on this choice alone is how you see determined. Judgment is the function that the separate mind has given itself. This is where all of its energy is expended, for constant judgment is required to maintain the world you see. The Holy Spirit can replace your specialness with a special function, but this function cannot be yours while you choose judgment itself as your proper role. Only your heart can lead you to the forgiveness that must overcome judgment. A forgiven world is a world whose foundation is changed from fear to love. Only from this world can your special function be fulfilled and bring the light to those who still live in darkness. Child of God, see you how important it is that you listen to your heart? Your heart does not want to see with judgment or with fear. It calls you to accept forgiveness that you may give it, and henceforth look upon the forgiven world with love. I repeat again that reason does not oppose love as your split mind would have you believe it does. For your split mind judges even love and opposes it on the basis that it uses no judgment. Here you can see the value that you place on judgment, even to the ridiculous notion that you can judge judgment itself. You deem yourself capable of making good judgments and poor judgments, and you deem love as being capable of neither. Love seems to operate on its own apart from what your mind would bid it to do. And this is why you fear it, even while you yearn for it. This is what the split mind would call reason, a world in which there are two sides to everything, and two sides that oppose each other. How can this be reason? The truth opposes nothing, nor does love. This was reading 71, as we are getting into the meat of really living in oneness and Christ-like beingness. Take a big breath in now. Just pull everything, every thought, every feeling, every experience in, and exhale out into an emptiness. Now, bring to mind the innocence of a child, of an infant, of a baby. See how you observe that innocent baby and child and everything it does. Every little wince, every little movement of its fingers, every breath, every fart, every burp, every action as just innocence and beauty, just observing it. And the feeling that you have inside watching innocence. Now, that little infant is still who you are. Although you may be able to run and walk, drive cars, make big decisions, do things on much more expanded levels than that little infant, you are still that innocent infant. So observe yourself with the same feeling of joy in observing the innocent babe. Observe yourself as you decide what you are doing, as you choose one item to shop over the other, as you choose one action to do over the thousands of others' actions that you could have chosen. Observe yourself with that innocence, that feeling of joy of looking at a babe, so pure, so innocent. That is what you are. Continue this day looking at yourself as the babe of innocence, simply doing bigger things, but with love, feelings of joy at looking and observing this innocence. Enjoy today.